Welcome back to another episode of Find the Line, presented by Against the Grain Design and Print, where we dive into real stories with real racers, the successes, the hardships, and everything in between, with your co-hosts Logan Cipala and Joe Falde. Produced by Luke Cipala, it all starts right here, right now, on Find the Line.
And we can do anything. Mama said it's true, and I put that on everything. Mama told me one day I'ma blow up big and I'ma be a king. And my papa told me it's okay to sing when shit hurts. Don't forget your dreams, cause they'll get you through this so-called life they call living, but I call it strange. And I bet I'll do it, cause I'm on my way and strong enough that I can shake the pain. We don't ask for the doors to close in this life, so we hoping.
Woo! Oh man, we are just post round 1, round 2, Motoclimb Super Series in Tracy, California at Carnegie. Dang, and such a weekend. We're gonna try a little different format here. We're gonna have a couple guests come in and out, do some short segments, and give us their lowdown on this unbelievable weekend that we had. First up, man, tonight. When it comes to going fast and looking good, it's this man's business. We're talking to the one, the only, the number 71, Joseph Allnutt. Joseph, how's it going tonight?
It's going great. Thanks for having me tonight.
Oh, man, how fun. What a weekend we just had. Round 1, round 2. And when we're in Carnegie, you know there is going to be some fast MFers there, and you're one of them. And we saw you going fast all weekend. What does it feel like just competing at your home race?
Really, there's nothing better. It's like you said, the home track. I've been racing at Carnegie since I was like 20 years.
Wow.
Or yeah, 20, 22, 23 years. Yeah. So
Wow.
anyways, it's been a long time, and it's just fun. Like, I don't know, that hill is something else. There's no other place that replicates that after traveling all over the United States. Nothing replicates Carnegie. So.
No, and I feel bad right now, Joseph, because I know how much you guys love it, but I freaking hate that hill. That hill chews me up and spits me out. It makes me feel like I've never touched a motorcycle before. Those damn cross ruts and your damn flags where we're going what feels like downhill to hit the gate. And you guys do it so fast. It plain out pisses me off. I'll be honest. That's the way I feel when I leave Carnegie.
Well, that hill has a lot of history in it. So all those ravines, it's just years and years of hill climbing, so.
Am I wrong, Tom?
No, completely right. And it's crazy because you think like when we're racing, every big bump when we're cross hilling, that was all some unique line from some unique hill climb at one point. Like you said, There's a ton of history in that, especially like you said, you haven't raced nearly as long as it's been going on, and you got 20 years stuck into that place. It's crazy.
For sure.
Yeah.
We're going to get down to what it feels like to run that throttle and clutch on that hill. But the first impact when you come into Carnegie, pit row. I love how the Motoclimb Super Series has pit row set up. Such a professional environment with their viewing area and all the tents. And this man right here, Joseph, he owns Logo Display Solutions. And dang it, Joseph, have you done a lot for our sport? I'm so thankful to have you in it. How does it feel when you get to see your work in those tents and all that advertising out there? What's that feel like for you?
Oh, there's really nothing better because one, it's great to see my business and, see it out there, but two, to see the sport just where it's at and see how everything looks so professional and everyone has their own colors, their own branding, trying to be unique. And it's cool being able to work with everyone. I know John had a new tent this weekend and it looked just so good. And it actually made me, I'm like, okay, my next race, I need to update, I'm like, I need to get it just a fresh top cover again for the next race,
Yeah. Oh, man.
and it's good. It's just elevating the sport, and I'm happy to be a part of it and to help out with it. And hill climbing, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what jump started that business for me. So really, I'm super thankful for the hill climb community, and everyone's still super supportive with it. So.
Right.
What are some other industries that you're doing with the Logo Display brand?
Yeah. So really, I thought I would find a niche somewhere outside of racing, and let me tell you, I work with just about everything, like lots
Yeah,
of
that's
small
cool.
businesses.
Yep.
But really, I mean, the range of stuff I work with is pretty insane, from security companies to lawyers to football teams,
Nice.
nonprofits. Um, it really ranges, so it's pretty
That's
cool.
cool. Yeah, so you got good variety of everything that you're working
Yeah.
on.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, selling what you sell, Joseph, there just isn't unhappy clients. I've never heard somebody get a custom printed tent or awning or their flags where they're like, oh, never use it, hate it. I mean, they are epic. I use mine all the freaking time and I love it. I get so excited that it's me, it's my branding. I think it's so fun. And you're so good to work with. I know we've had a lot of history in doing things, and you're quick, you're very professional, you're always so quick. The pit shirts, everything, just awesome. And thank you for putting that to our sport. I just love it. And I love seeing that when there's these Red Bull riders like Cody Webb and a Supercross rider like B Ray there. They're not leaving thinking we're a bunch of podunk hicks with no front fenders anymore, right? Like we are legit professional racing. That's what's going on there. It's awesome. And it's a lot because of the appearance that we give. That's very cool.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree, and it's been so much fun just being a part of it as well. So,
Right.
yeah, happy to have a small part in it. But at the end of the day, it's cool because everyone comes to me with their unique style, their unique branding, and I try to go up with that as much as I can. And so far, it's been working well. So yeah, the pits look great this weekend.
And
Mhm.
then you kind of have like a full encapsulated mullet in your business profile, right? Because a mullet, it's business in the front and it's party in the back, right? So you got the logo display solutions up front, but you got the lace belt company in the back, don't you? When you just want to be with your buds and hang out, that's what you got to have on is the lace belt, right?
100%, yeah, 100%. Laced is the logo that comes out in the evening time. When the other one gets tucked
Perfect.
away.
You can trademark that your full mullet business if you want, Joseph. I'm just
I
fine with
I
it.
like that.
I'm sure you'd like to run with that one, right?
Yeah, no, I really do like that at the first.
That's cool. This weekend though, we had 2 rounds. It was kind of unique, Friday and Saturday racing. Which, Tom, what did you think? I kind of liked it. I liked the Friday Saturday racing. What did you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, if it's a doubleheader, luckily for me, it doesn't really affect my schedule or my travel plans at all. It's just whether I take off a Thursday or a Monday. So to
Right.
me, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. I guess if somebody that normally works 5 days a week, it might be a little bit more of a pain, but I liked it. I got nothing, no reasons to have any issues with it.
Right. Joseph, was Jim there Monday then setting the tents up, or what day did he? I mean, he loves to get there early and get stuff set up. What day was he there getting set up for a Friday race?
Yeah, he was definitely there the day before the morning the day before. Yeah,
I love how
yeah, he's
your dad was. There's nobody more excited to be at the races than Jim. That was awesome, man. Seeing him.
he comes home now and it's just race mode. It's just nothing but race mode.
And you know what he's doing when he's in Hawaii? He's thinking about race mode and he's talking about race mode, right? Because, like Steve McQueen said, life is all about racing, and everything that's not racing in life is waiting to race, right?
100.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would say 8 out of 10 of our phone calls is about racing stuff.
that's awesome. That's the way it should be. That's good.
Exactly.
Uh, the the weekend started off, and we thought it's gonna be a rain out. I really did not think we were gonna get both rounds in. And everybody that was local to the area there said Carnegie is its own island in weather. It can be sunny here and pouring in Livermore. It can be pouring in Tracy and sunny there, vice versa. And it was true. We had storms all around us. It stayed away. We had a little bit of sprinkles. I thought the conditions were pretty darn good, especially for what we thought they were going to be. It was pretty awesome. And when we started out on Friday, the hills, I thought the hills were pretty tough on Friday, and we got to see you unveil the new 890 that you just built. And what did it feel like to finally get a rip on that girl on the Motoclimb Super Series course?
Yeah, it was great to bring it out. It was tough because one, we did have some tough hills in the open classes at Carnegie, and then two, I also drew really early both days. So like I was
Ah,
like number 3 on a
Damn.
super hard hill on my brand new bike.
oh man.
So the first day went all right. Struggled a little bit with suspension actually with the first problem I had.
Okay.
Uh, and then we kind of got that figured out a little bit. We're actually making some more changes. I just went to drop my shock off at Jody's yesterday, so making changes there. But anyways, once we got past that, I started having some clutch issues, unfortunately. So was just wasn't disengaging. Before the race, we swapped. We went from hydraulic back to cable because
Oh,
actually, if you guys didn't know, the KTM 890 comes stock with a cable clutch, which is
really?
Dang.
crazy.
I
The
would have
That's
never
KTM,
guessed.
the
no.
KTM
Wow.
with a cable clutch, yeah, crazy.
Wow.
So, anyways, I went with the cable clutch. All my testing was with a hydraulic conversion, and obviously we didn't test it through enough, and yeah, something ended up happening, burned up the clutch, unfortunately. But
Yeah. Well,
outside of that, though, it was good. It's there. There's potential. It's gonna work. It's just open bikes take time,
Yeah, they do. They
as you
always
both
take a few
know.
races. Yep. I was laughing because I think it was after one of your rides that you didn't make it up and you came back down and I was in staging and I was looking at your clutch specifically because I could tell that that was an issue. And I saw that there wasn't a reservoir and it was a cable. I'm like, why the hell did he do a cable conversion on that? And I'm like, how the hell did he do that? Or why would you? And I'm like, I would have never guessed that that was actually the OEM setup.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
yeah. So I think I'm actually gonna get. I have both options.
hmm,
So I think I'm gonna go back to the conversion. It's not the best setup in my opinion, but that's why I wanted to run the stock OEM. But
Hmm.
I also am so used to hydraulics and I'm not used to having to tighten the cable and deal with it getting hot and all that comes
Yeah.
with it. So I think I'm gonna go back to the hydraulic route.
yeah. That, and that's where when you're dealing with a new bike, it's such a custom bike altogether, right? And you're just going to have some issues. It's just they never just come out and work perfect, but the bones are there, right? Like you can feel it what it has, and it's got to be exciting just to finally have that premier open bike that you've been needing for a while now. It's got to just feel nice to have that sword in the drawer.
No, 100%. And I have that feeling when I throw my leg on and I sit on it and I'm like, all right, like it,
Yeah.
that kind of that smile, or you're like, all right, I feel good. I already have that. And I have
Yes,
I do not have much time on it. So to already have that smile, I'm happy camper.
that's
Hmm.
awesome. uh, Watching in the open unlimited class, and there in our sport in that class, there's just so many options to run, not only in bikes but in tire setups. And I was trying to think, have you ever ran metal, Joseph? Have you always just been a rubber scoop or rubber tire guy, or have you ever ran metal?
Yeah, so on my personal bikes, I've never ran metal, but I have on other people's bikes.
Okay.
And it's just something we just kind of like. We always, well, for one, we've always had smaller engine bikes, the 450,
Yep.
it's 700, and then really had the Gixxer, and we never had the need to go to chains per se. We just didn't feel like we wanted it. With this
Right.
current open bike though, I do have the option with my swing arm if I want to go metal, I can. But then again, now I'm with the 890. We're on a smaller power bike. It's like I don't want to rob any of that power
Hmm.
that we need,
Yeah.
So as of now, kind of still just run the Scat Track Viper. I'm a big fan of the straight one actually.
Yeah.
So just a straight Viper or a Imp IB. Those are
Yeah.
kind of my two go tos.
No, no, that's awesome. And I think it's kind of it must be something in the water there because Logan Mead very seldom has ever ran metal, and local to there, we watched John Wolfson. He was just on a paddle, and there's a technique that you guys have, and everybody in Carnegie, I don't know, you guys when you get done with grade school, they must teach you the rules of how to ride at Carnegie because it's wild to me watching some of you guys on just rubber hooks with paddles or whatnot, the level of traction that you can achieve, where, man, I don't possess that skill set. Like how you read the soil or how you're running your suspension, your weight, like it's very specific to your guy. You guys can ride that way, and it's a talent, boy. I tell you, my hat's off to you guys to be able to ride in those dry conditions with no metal.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you saying that. That's one way to look at it. I always look at it as the out-of-staters come and they look at our dirt and they're like, "This is such a good tire hill," like this is an M5B hill. Look at how hard pack it is. Look at the fluff on top. And I just if I have the option to throw a paddle on a Carnegie, I'm throwing a paddle on. So
Yeah.
It's
that's yeah.
it's so weird. I know when I came there in the fall of 23 for the last round of the Motoclimb series, we did the pro mod right in the beginning of the day. And I walked the hill. I'm like, there is no way a paddle will work on this hill. And I got freaking smoked and almost threw away the championship because of it. Like, I'm pretty sure you winning that day is all that saved it for me. And it was purely because I thought it was a rubber tire hill. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense why a rubber paddle works compared to a knobby on this because it's rock hard the whole way up the hill. But it's like I don't know what it is, but that's all that works if you want to
Yeah,
be
I
competitive. It's
It's
crazy.
it's it took us a while too to kind of figure it out. Even my dad for a few years, I remember he'd be like, "So you want to put the knobby on?" We'd be going to car. Oh, we'll put the knobby on it. I'm like, "Just put the paddle on it. We don't you want to put the knobby on? I know I'm gonna run the paddle." Back when of course, we were running extensions and stuff. So,
Right.
yeah, it definitely took some time, but I mean, yeah, it doesn't take many of those runs like Logan had where you see the paddle work. All right, well, from now on, paddle's going on.
Yep, and that's the way I'll be now with
Yeah.
Yeah.
with that. It's like it only took me one time to figure it out. Didn't It's crazy, but it's how it works.
Yeah, I gotta pre-emphasize some of this, Joseph. I spent was it 4,400 miles with Logan in the van. I'm stealing a lot of his takes just because I talk faster and louder. I'm pretty sure that he had a hand in that last opinion that I had, but that's pretty much how I've based all my opinions are the people I talk to. So I'm straight up stealing right in front of the boss right now, Joseph, just so you know. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Hmm.
Uh I remember back in the day with your Gixxer, even at well, we can't run metal there anyways, but I'd always see you just have that tire just running wild and how you'd throw your weight around and find the spots, and it always worked. And it's been kind of I like watching how different riders transform their speed, right? And everybody's different, from yourself to Logan to John Wolfson to Harold Waddell to Joe Shipman. Everybody's got their thing, right? And it's so fun watching you guys pick the lock and see it and see how it works. It's been pretty neat. So thanks for that insight.
Yeah, no, totally, totally. It's cool to see, especially the nowadays with slow-mo videos on Instagram and stuff of when verticross and being able to kind of compare the different styles. Most of the
Yeah.
time, I'm always just super hard on myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I doing that? Or why, my legs are off here, whatever, this or that. But in the moment, you're just doing everything in your head possible to go as fast as you can.
Yeah.
So, that the technique kind of goes out the window a little bit when you're
Oh
racing.
yeah, there's no time for that.
It's about survival at that point when you're on side by
Mhm.
side, right? Let's talk about that. Damn, what a weekend you had in side by side. I mean, you were on fire all weekend. What bike were you riding on Friday, Joseph? Is that your actual race bike that we've seen,
Yeah,
or is that a different bike?
Yeah, that's the same battery boss used, and I stripped it down and powder coat the frame black,
Okay,
put it back together, just cleaned it up, put the new style front end on it. But yeah, it's just the same bike, and
awesome.
it just works. It's just it just gels. I rode that. It's a 2015 and a half, so I've rode it just for a long time, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like you know, my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's so awesome that you could have had that bike for 10 years and you've constantly podiumed and won with that bike. I mean, that's what I love about this sport is when you have something that works really good, you have to have other people force you to stop using it, right? Like nobody's forced you to stop using that 450 yet, and it just keeps putting you on podiums and getting wins, and now you can't get rid of it no matter what, right?
And yeah, and it's funny. I'm just listening to the Gypsy Tales podcast with Jade Dungy, the mechanic, and he was talking about when Dungy was riding, and he was just kept going back to that 2015 bike, that 2015
Yeah.
KTM. And then Logan and I talked about that as well, and it was like
Yep.
that was KTM made the biggest leap forward with this bike, that 15 and a half.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And of course, they've improved a lot over the years,
Right.
but nothing as compared to that jump. So
Wow.
I haven't had the need to change, and it's great. Hill climbing, you only put 20 seconds on it at a time, so the
Hmm.
bike still looks great. The newer bikes, it don't look too much different. Like, it doesn't look like an old bike or anything. So
No.
No, no. And I think when we're in a specific form of racing like we are, they're asking such a specific thing out of our racecraft, right? You think about other sports like that, they're not running that year's model. They just don't. Like in stock car racing, they're not running a 2026 car. It's a custom frame and a custom motor, and that guy probably has been banging out laps on that thing for 10 years as well. It's like when you got something that works, that's what you run. And I love it's just such a good investment, right? Like having that great bike is such a good investment, and it's so fun when you have one that works that well. I
totally.
mean,
No, yeah,
that is
Yeah.
you're
100%.
just there's nothing like when you just can't wait to go get on that bike, like there's just nothing better. Like that's the best
Yeah.
feeling in the world when you have that in your stable. That's cool.
It really has been a little bit of an investment because over the years, I've just always kept it in my state. It's always been
Yep.
there. And I've really only skipped one Carnegie race in the last, 12 years or whatever. So that
Right.
bike, it just chips away, a few $100 here, if I know it's made itself back
Oh yeah.
multiple times. So,
Hmm.
Oh yeah. That's
yeah,
cool.
it's definitely, return on investment, I'd say is pretty decent.
Right. Really fun watching in the side by side. Man, I loved this year the straight start. What was your opinion on the bringing the hill climb whole shot back on all the classes? But what was your opinion on that this weekend, Joseph?
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan as well. When on the Instagram poll, I voted for this straight just because I personally also enjoy being able to look up at the hill that you're going to go race, and
Yeah.
really kind of like put your run together and then go and execute it.
Right.
Sometimes when you're sitting looking, trying to look up at a hill, you can't really see anything other than the top. You really are like, okay, well, I guess I just got to go, and you just go. That's fine, it's good, like, I'm not saying you should just all straight hills only, but,
Right.
I enjoyed it, it's especially at Carnegie, that
Yeah.
hill can be a perfect hill for just a good old start at the bottom and go up, so I'm
Yeah.
a fan.
I think
Hmm.
it's good for the fans. I think it's good for the riders, and especially like you said at Hill at Carnegie, they can make that MFR as tough as they want. The hill's nasty, right? But I thought the side by side hill was really good. I really enjoyed watching the hard takeoffs Friday. My opinion, I want to talk to you guys after riding it because I was so pumped to help Two Beers announce, but I actually didn't get to pull a whole shot in it. But Friday, that left right, was that left lane really hard to come out of? How hard packed that was and rocky? Did any of you guys have to come out of that at all?
I actually, yeah, so on the first day, I was more on the right side, and I ended up having to go left, and
Yep.
my best start of the day was on the left side.
Was it really? Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
cool.
I mean, the stock bikes, the traction is not really
Yeah.
wanted, like,
Okay. Yep.
it's so hard to come out of the hole when there's a lot of traction on the stock bikes, so
Okay.
my best hole shots, I felt personally came out of the left side that were more hard pack.
Nice.
Um,
Okay.
so yeah, that ended up going that way for me personally. What about
Good.
you, Logan?
Yeah, I was on the right for I think it was just one, maybe two rides, and obviously there was that deep rut with a ton of traction in it. And then I was up against Muzakis, and we both kind of jumped the gate, and I blew the rear tire off, like just completely lit it up and didn't even move. I don't know how I even hit the gate with how bad I spun. But then the second hole shot on that side when we reran, just sat back like a little bit further, and I came out hard enough that I was able to actually pass him going up the hill. So it's pretty close to him.
Hmm.
And then the second day, I didn't get lane choice and I was pushed into the right. And I felt like that hurt me a little bit too, because I know John and I, at least from my perspective, it seemed like we came out of the gate pretty close. And then I was obviously trying to beat him to the hill and didn't double clutch it again after the gate. And I wheeled just a little bit and that killed my momentum where he was able to just stay on it and pull away. So I
Right.
feel like it was pretty even either way. If you can start really well, you could probably make that rut work. But
Right.
It's tough with all that power that our bikes have too.
Yeah. No. Did you think it was pretty even, Joseph, the lanes then? I mean, obviously from both
Yeah, I was
days.
just gonna say I was just gonna say it was so even. It was great
Good.
because I mean, day
Hmm.
2, I qualified 8th, I think. I think I got 8th in the pro stock, so and I ended up getting into the finals. So,
That's
that just shows that, yeah, you
yeah.
definitely could win from both sides, and
Yeah.
same with the previous day, John had lane choice in the finals, so,
Yep.
um at that day, I've said it before, is verticross needs to be straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's whenever there's a turn in verticross, it just inside. I mean, it's just
Yep.
Yeah.
whoever has the inside, has such a advantage.
Yeah.
And over the years, it's just even. I used to think it's been a while since I raced the Great American, but that used to be a super even hill as well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, but the verticross, it has to be straight, in my
It
opinion.
does.
So.
Yep.
I think that's
That's
great.
number one.
I think that's great, and it's good for you. Thank you guys for vocalizing that because lots of ears listening. And yeah, I felt like it was really good racing all weekend. And when we were sitting there watching it, some epic racing, Matt comes up and he's like, "You can only get that with stock length bikes." And I bit my lip, and I'm like, "Yeah, boss, yep, you know it, you know." But the whole time I'm watching you guys, all I could think of was, damn, if they had extensions, that top would be gnarly. Like that would have been so fun if you guys would have had extensions and you could have battled all the way up or whatever. Joseph, what do you think about the? Would you have had more or less fun with extensions? Obviously, you did very well, but what's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I know that this can be definitely a little bit of a touchy subject,
Right.
especially in our sport. And I've been vocal about it in the past, and I kind of learned to just keep my mouth shut a little bit. But yeah, I'm a big extension guy. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
my answer days were shock, and that was cool. But as soon as I could put extensions on, that was like I can never look back.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I miss them. I miss the
Yeah.
extensions. And I miss extended verticross.
Yeah.
Personally, I think the racing on the hills is better.
Yeah.
Like you can actually, and you know, it really does. It's all opinion. It's
Yeah.
all
Yep.
it's
Yep.
it's just an opinion because I've passed people on stock bikes and I've passed people on extended bikes.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's had the same type of racing on both sides, but
Yeah.
for me, it comes down to what I enjoy doing and what I have more fun doing because at the end of the day, we're all spending our hard-earned money to go racing, and
Yeah.
I personally like extensions, like, a
Me
lot
too.
more, so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
um
Well, thank you for sharing. I'm lockstep with you there, Joseph. Like I think that we're hill climbing and we need to have the best form of hill climbing that we can have. And we can get that stock form of racing in amateur races. And I don't think that it points out better or worse. And then also for the like we talked with Matt and he had opinions and I completely understand why he's doing it and that's why I support it. I was there. I had no interest in entering. I entered to give him my fees to get through blah 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 because I want to support it, but it's just not fun and that's a bummer. But besides that, it was cool.
Mhm.
The next question on the side by side, the Starks. I mean, you got to race them, both of you guys. What's it like when you can't hear your competitor?
So wild. It's hard to get used to for sure, especially being on the gate.
Yeah, I bet.
you're the one, yeah, you're over here making all this noise, making a big ruckus, and
Yeah.
Is it
yeah,
is it hard? Do you have to get yourself in the mindset like you have to be prepared for anything because you can't hear them? Is it kind of tough to race against them, Joseph?
personally, it does not change anything with me. When I kind of
Okay.
go into every verticross race the same, I'm not really too worried about who's next to me. If it's a buddy, I'll give him a fist bump, but that's about the
Mhm.
only difference. Because once after the fist bump, I still treat him the same care as I would everyone else. So,
Right?
Yep.
no, like
That's awesome.
I was talking to my dad after, and we've been racing verticross since I was a kid. Well, the skips was one of the creator verticross.
The
So
inventor.
yeah, so I've been doing it since he created it, and like
Wow.
two beers always say, there's no friends at Veracross, and years and years of just learning that if you give someone an inch, they're gonna take a mile. I think that's
Oh
just
yeah.
kind of ingrained in me that
Right.
His name
Yep.
Nuki Burcross Racer. So
Yep.
yeah.
That's epic. Um, the unbelievable side by side racing, Joseph. So fun. You were just so great all weekend. You had everything figured out. Congratulations. One more thing on the side by side. Watch your mic there, Joseph. Too. It's good when you move around. So, it's all right. When you got to the final on Saturday, dang it, mechanical for old glory there. And we saw you just raced John Wolfson and great race, but you got him. Come down, and all of a sudden I looked over and here's Joseph on John's bike. What all happened there?
Yeah, so my bike kept like it was like bogging and shutting off on the way down, and I knew it was something electrical because it was also like my start stop, and it just
Yep.
was weird. But when I had the bike revved up, it was riding good. So was able to, get the win with John, came down, and he's like, jump on my bike, because most people probably know in here, John and I ride together almost every weekend. So we're
Awesome.
we're good
Yeah.
friends. So
Right.
I would do the
Right.
same thing for him. And he's like,
Yep.
come on. So I'm like, all right, I jump on his bike, which is never easy to do, but luckily
No.
our
Yeah.
Mhm.
setups are semi-similar,
Right.
um, jumped on it and just kind of tried to treat it like my bike. And of course had to race B-Ray, which is just not
Yeah, it's crazy.
nobody easy,
Right.
and
Yeah.
he's on Mark's bike, which is,
Right.
finally he's on a
Yeah.
super fast bike.
Right.
Um, and yeah, I just treated it like my own, and it ended up working out. I pulled third, and his bike's gearing's definitely different than mine, because I personally was barely able to pull third, and I'm like, oh boy. I come down and he's like, maybe you should just hold second the next one. I'm like, all right. So I then go against Mazakas, and I'm like, all right, let's hold second this time. And unfortunately, I got starked for sure. It just
Oh, yeah, dang it.
yeah, he had the bar on me, and once you have a bar on someone in Verticross, it's tough. It's kind of game
Yeah.
over.
Pretty
Yep.
Um,
much over.
Yeah.
so that
Yep.
was the end of that. But yeah, John, the Wolfsons are so cool. They're just an awesome family. I mean, really my second family. So I would do the
That's
same for
epic.
John, and that was super cool of him. So
I
Mhm.
just love that exposure here. All those fans watching. We had B Ray, Cody Webb, all these people watching, and here you just beat the guy and he gives you your bike. I love this freaking sport because of that. Like he was done. He wanted you to have the best day he can. What hill climber doesn't feel that way? Thank you, Team Wolfson, for that. I just love that we exemplify and honor that. Kind of like we've heard from Harder Neuro guys, where they're always helping each other out and trying to get each other to have their best day. That's what racing's about. We don't want to make people have their worst day. We want everybody to have their best day, and I want to beat them on their best day, right? That's what we all say. So it's pretty epic. So love being a part of that. It's really cool.
no, yeah, gotta
Um,
love the Hillclimb community there. Same goes with building bikes. I've learned, it's like
Yep.
you uh, you got to be an open book. We all want to grow the sport. We're all doing this
yep.
together, and right now there's a
Yeah.
bunch of people building 890s, so there's a bunch of
Yep.
info going around.
Mhm.
Yeah, you probably have your own subreddit on Reddit, I'm guessing, for
Yeah,
890 builds,
no,
right?
no, just people text, just friends,
Yep.
Mark, and it sounds like after this weekend, some more people are going to be building them. So I'm
Nice. Good.
excited for the future.
Yeah, more open
Mhm.
bikes, everybody wins. That's awesome.
100%.
We're running a little short on time. We're gonna try to keep this quick, but two more things, Joseph. We saw the introduction of a new class, Open Nobby, and unfortunately, there was some issues with your 890 or whatnot. And Friday was a very technical hill. I kind of think maybe too technical for that class, whatnot. But then Saturday, dang, that was a hill. I thought Saturday looked like, and I didn't get to ride it, or I opted not to, let's just say, because I could have rode Thomas Buell, but I didn't want to destroy his bike on the weekend or whatever. But anyways, uh, really flowy and really fun, and I was super surprised the traction people were getting on that tire. We saw Tyler Zahn pull one of the biggest hole shots I've ever seen him pull on a freaking tire. And then Petey on his 1290 as well, just hooking. What was your opinions, Joseph, on that open knobby class?
Yeah, I thought it was super cool.
Yeah.
I love throwing the IRC M5B on, and especially when
Yeah.
everyone has it on, that's also kind of cool.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
like you said, is you look up at the hill and you see someone putting down a run, and in your head typically you're like, oh, he's on a paddle, or oh, he has metal, or whatever it is, and he's on a knobby. So
Right. Yeah.
it's impressive, especially the bigger horsepower bikes,
Yeah.
for sure. The
Yeah.
hills, yeah, personally, I definitely side more with you, Joel. I definitely like a more of a faster hill. I'm big on like I like racing for times. So
Yeah.
like I'm
Yes.
all
Mhm.
about like kind of putting a hill together and like kind of piece it together, and
Yeah.
not having it easy by any means. Like Kevy does his best and he does a great
Yep.
job at it. It's really
Yep.
hard to pick a hill.
Yes.
Yep.
But
Yep.
It is.
trying to get that happy medium, it's tough, and it makes for a long day when there's so many people not making the hill, and
Yes.
it makes the day drag on. And I've
Yep.
heard the opinions of like people talk about the stock class of, oh, it's cool, only one person made it over. And maybe someone has that opinion of, oh, that's a cool thing, and that's cool in some ways you could look at it. But personally, from just my years of hill climbing, I like trying to get the time down, get the time down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a
Yep.
time thing personally. So,
Yes. Yes.
but I understand it's a happy medium. They're also trying to balance 700s open. So,
Yep.
but we're also, like I told Kerry, we're trying to get more open bikes on the hill, Kevy. Let's get this hill a little opened up. And he listened. Yeah,
Yep.
Sunday was a cool hill. You're right. I was so bummed I wasn't able to ride it. That was like
Yeah.
I wanted my bike to go so bad. Like, and
I
it just
know.
the
We can
clutch.
tell.
There's nothing worse than your clutch going
Yeah.
out and like the
Yeah.
bike run just. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a bummer. But
Yeah.
Ah,
yeah,
that's a bummer. Tom, what'd you think? Open Nobby.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I liked it, but it went well for me both days, so it's easy to enjoy it then. But
Right.
I've got no complaints with it. It's cool to see the different styles of bikes and how they compete with each other that we haven't before. We can always say that 700s have similar times or are slower than open bikes or whatever, but we've never really seen them compete on the exact same hill under the same rules. You've seen them with paddle tires and or maybe knobbies versus paddle or paddle versus chains or whatever. So
Right.
it's pretty fun to see that. And then hopefully at the future races, we'll see some more different bikes in there, with some
Yep.
nitrous or nitromethane or whatnot too.
Yeah, heck yeah. No, I'll get Snowflake out there breathing a little spray, see what
Hmm.
happens. But yeah, it
Yep.
just thank you, Motoclimb Super Series, for not getting stuck in a rut and trying something. And I loved how they
Hmm.
came about it. And I'm super excited for the year. I think it's gonna be fun. And I thought it left me wanting more. Like I thought that was cool that the at the end of the side by side final, the crowd was like, all right, we're leaving, or whatever. And that's fine. Like, because I think it needs to be a short show, but for the diehards, we had something more for them. Like when I was walking back from the announcing from the side by side, the guy's like, "Was that it?" And I'm like, "Well, that was the final for the pro stock." I said, "There's one more class where it's kind of the kitchen sink, but they can only run a tire." It's like, "Oh, okay, cool." So it's like I think that it's good that it's at the end, so like people don't have to stay because it's
Hmm.
probably not going to give them what our diehard fan wants, right? Like our diehard fan wants something they've never seen, but if they do stick around, it's going to be cool for the racing advocate, right? Because it's pretty neat to just see all these different bikes on a freaking tire. It's just cool. So I think
Yep.
that there's something for everybody. It's kind of neat.
Yep.
yeah. No, that's a good way to think about it. Putting it at the end of the day as well. I didn't really think about it that way of being kind of classic. Oh, if people walk away, it is what it is. But also, if they're here, there's still going to be open bikes going up the hill.
Yeah.
So
No.
there's still going
Hmm.
to be that excitement factor for the people who are around. So
Yeah.
And
yeah, I thought it was cool.
biased, I thought the schedule was great. I loved the old men right away. There was a mixture of stuff. And I thought it allowed us to seem kind of exciting because no, they didn't get to see anything else before they saw us. So when we ran, they thought that was the fastest thing there until the young bucks come out and hung 4 seconds on our time or whatever. But I thought that was cool to have the old guys and how they progressed the classes. I thought it was good. Did you guys hear anybody complaining about lack of time for change for the Nabi class? Was there anybody upset about that, or how'd that go for timing for that?
I didn't hear anything. No, I think
Yeah,
that
No.
was all good.
yeah.
Okay,
Personally,
cool. Very good.
I didn't hear anything. I though did.
Okay.
I know most of us or some of us like Logan and stuff. Some of us just came with the bike we knew we were gonna ride,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
just
Yep.
kind of set it up that way. But
Yeah. Nice. Okay, one last thing. I thought, which was something, just my opinion, in my mind driving back, that was really weird to me was that there wasn't a huge headline that either Cody Webb or B-Ray dominated. I just think that's the headline, that here is two crazy talented riders, right? And they didn't dominate, neither one of them. I think it speaks volumes for the talent in our sport, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Joseph?
Yeah, 100%. And I think we proved this time and time again. These outsiders do come into the sport and we hold our own. It's not easy. And I think at the end of the day, we all know if Cody Webb spent a few races doing this, he's gonna
Yeah.
start winning. He's gonna win. It just
Yes.
it's not gonna take long.
No.
But that's not to say that hey, we didn't show that we still hold our own. So
Yep.
Yep.
sure.
Oh, absolutely. Tom, what'd you think?
Yeah, it's cool. It's always exciting when we can prove that we kind of know what we're doing at least, and not just get the floor mopped with us or whatnot. So
That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
No,
No, and look
so
at
talented.
B-Ray has a weekend off, and where does he go? He comes out to the hill climbs. It's a
Yeah.
Sick.
perfect
Love
perfect example of how we can grow the sport because those are the guys that we want coming in.
Yeah.
yep.
The only thing I'm kind of
For
bummed
sure.
about is I don't know if they made enough money that would interest them, because there is opportunities in some of the races where there's a payday that, it's not going to rival their normal payday, but it's enough where it's like, hey, very little effort for a whole lot of money. It's like, that's where I think, like, if they would have each got a couple grand out of the deal, which I don't know if they did or not or whatnot, but I was hoping that they'd both get enough money where it interests them,
Yeah,
But
I
we'll
know
see.
it's tough because you want them to do well because then if they do well, they make just as much as making it into the Supercross.
Mhm.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
you're making more at a hill
Right.
climb, riding your bike for 20
Right.
seconds. So you want
Oh,
to kind of fund that. So yeah, that
yeah.
it's good. They're good investor. So.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, dude, we're gonna cut this short. Joseph, if we could beg you at a later date, we really would love a long form on your story and your life in California, racing and the things that you've been involved in. Your story is amazing, and I'm sorry we don't have the time tonight to talk about. But can I put you on the spot right now? Can you commit to coming back at a later date, Joseph?
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm here, guys, and
Yes.
thanks for having me on tonight. I'm always open for it.
Appreciate it, dude. Well,
Yeah.
dude,
Thanks for coming on.
congratulations on just being so goddamn fast and riding that 2015 and a half for all she's worth. So fun watching you just ride that bike. And the 890 boy, I hope she's 10 years strong. I hope we're talking in 2035 that sucker just sits in the garage on the throne. I can't wait to see you get her all figured out and going fast. So keep her going straight, keep her going strong, and we'll talk soon, Joseph, okay?
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, later, dude.
Against the Grain Design and Print is proud to announce its partnership with Find the Line. Against the Grain works with clients to build their business and racing goals through the design and production of premium stickers and decals. We offer one-of-a-kind subscriptions for a flat monthly fee that can save you hundreds of dollars. Custom mailers, white label printing, motocross graphics, and anything else you can think of, we have you covered. It's time to print your passion. Visit atgdesign.co or email sales@atgdesign.co. Hey there, Find the Line listeners. We will always be looking for partnerships for Find the Line. Please email findthelinepod@gmail.com to see how we can work together to grow your brand. Once again, that's findthelinepod@gmail.com. Now, let's get back to it.
Woo! Oh man, thank you, Joseph Allnutt. That was so fun. Just it gets better and better, folks. We got another guest on, and we're talking a dad, an official, a welder, a builder, a fabricator, and just a plain out badass. Most people know him as Heavy Wrenching, but newsflash, we just found out he has a name. His name, Kevin Marek. Kevin, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good, guys. Thank you for that.
Oh man,
You
dude.
have a full name.
Yeah, it's not
First
just
and
Heavy
last.
Wrenching. Yeah,
is
first name
not.
Heavy, next name Wrenching. That's what I thought was on your driver's license. That's pretty cool.
Pretty close for a long time. It was either Heavy Kevy or Heavy Wrenching.
Love it. Well, dude, you are a very big reason why we are all just having the best week of our lives, because we just got done racing at Carnegie, rounds 1, rounds 2, Motoclimb Super Series. You are so heavily involved in almost every freaking aspect of the race except for riding. That's about the only thing that you
The only thing.
I'm looking forward for that day, Evie Renchen, when we can actually rally together in the Pro Masters class or something. I think that'd
I'm
be
in.
pretty epic. All right, man. But
4 more years. Watch out.
I'll be
right.
there. I'll be there. All right. I think I got 4 more in me. Let's do it. I love it,
Let's
Kevin. That's
do it.
awesome. Let's do it. But wow, what an awesome weekend. Thank you to the weather gods for keeping the rain away. And you as the official and being there and watching so many on Friday, we didn't know what we were gonna get. And the weather held off. It was awesome. We start off with the Pro Masters, and we brought back the whole shot to Hillclimb. What was your opinions on the straight starts, Kevin?
Going back to the old days of hill climbing, right at the base. I mean, as we
Yeah.
all saw, we had no runway. I mean,
No.
pretty much 90% of the bikes tripped the lights, moving into the
Mhm.
box. And
Yep.
I definitely do like this, having a jump, a turn, or something, um, as it's a good wow factor for the crowd.
Yeah.
But the good old fashioned, right at the base of the hill, give her the beans. It just brings out the big wow factor of the true horsepower and
Right.
talent. It does take a lot of talent to have no run up to a hill.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Carnegie, we've gone back and forth with having turns and jumps. And in reality, the biggest part with Carnegie is it's a state-owned land. So all of
Yeah.
our hard work we have to put right back after the event.
Right.
And last year, for round 1 of Motoclimb, we went pretty extensive on our dirt. We had a pretty big, as we called it, a Talladega style berm, and
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
guys were upshifting the berm, and that was amazing. But that was 4 tractors building that, and then at the end of the week or end of the month after that, it was 1 tractor, me, for 4 days straight, trying to put it back as best I could, and it was just
Dang.
a lot.
It's a
And
lot of
That's a
work.
lot.
it's a lot. And with this busy off season I had building bikes, I couldn't devote as much time as I hoped to this
Yeah.
event, but I was there and I was ecstatic with the turnout, the hills, and the straight whole shot right off the bottom.
I
Hell
think
yeah.
the only thing that could get better is if we were doing that start at the bottom of Harrison's Hill, right?
Yes.
Amen.
Yes. Let's
Amen.
go. Oh,
Yes.
4 years Pro Masters, Harrison Hill. Let's make it
Harrison
happen.
Hill.
Let's do it. That would be amazing. Let's
I would
go.
love that. I think we'd all love Harrison Hill. I mean, it's
Yeah.
an iconic hill to Carnegie. A lot of people have never seen it. They just know where the hill's at, right? And
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to see it for two different years. They ran it, and it was a wow factor. I mean, it was pretty amazing. It's a steep hill, and it's got some huge ravines that are under that grass, and we know
Yeah.
Carnegie gets some tall grass, as you
Yeah.
guys got to see. We did our best to weed whack your trail, but there was some tall grass.
Yeah. uh, as the official, you're watching it. When we're
Hmm.
talking the open bikes, the Open Unlimited, what did you think was your favorite setup that you saw running that day on Friday on the Open X class?
I mean, I think chains are obviously the,
Yes.
the
Oh,
the
hell no.
coolest thing, but I really enjoy seeing the guys riding tires, knobby
Yep.
tires,
Yep.
as
Oh,
it
yeah.
shows some pure talent that they're able to handle the 100 plus horsepower bikes that are
Yeah.
300 plus pounds
Yeah.
and control them. And
Right.
it was, I know we'll get into the day by day there, but it was interesting to see a lot of riders uh, not change their setups going into Saturday, left them with knobbies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And maybe that's because they're tired and lazy, because the 20-minute tire change is tough.
Right.
But it paid off for a lot of people, and
Yeah.
I think a little more moisture would have been nice. We got a good
Yeah.
amount, but we could have used some more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The setups, like you're saying, we talked with Joseph, open knobby class, undeniably hugely successful. Thought it was epic.
Absolutely.
I really loved Saturday's Hill, the second round 2, the flowy speed, hammer it out. A couple things that really caught me off guard on the open knobby And it's not just open bikes. When we say open hobby, for those that haven't listened to the other episodes or been there, it's little bikes. Is it actually 450 to open, or I can't remember
Yep.
what the size? Yeah,
Yeah,
four,
Yep.
450.
four.
450
So it's
open.
450 open. It's basically anything goes for professional
Hmm.
bikes in that
Mhm.
class, but you can only run a tire. And I was just talking about it with Joseph. I saw Tyler Zahn come out of the hole so freaking hard,
Hmm.
almost harder than with chains. And
Yeah. Yep.
Petey on Adam's bike, that some bitch, it broke the sound barrier when it made the corner on Saturday. That thing was hooking and booking with a damn tire.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I would have, as I've said, would have lost a house payment guessing some of that stuff. But that had been kind of fun for those riders to develop that setup, right? Because they've never ran
Absolutely.
them. You know, they've
No.
never ran that.
Mhm.
No, I mean, because for the last few years, we've been granted with some good dirt, so most people just been paddling up or chaining up, and
Yeah.
once you get to that knobby, it allows your bike to ride like a little bit closer to a normal bike,
Right.
and you can throw it around. When it's gonna hook up, when it's gonna stand up in a turn, what it's gonna do a lot better with a knobby. It's predictable,
Right.
and it really did enable a lot of riders to give her their all. And there was some raw talent that came out on some riders that I've
Mhm.
never seen ride like that, and they were able
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
And I think one additional key takeaway with the unlimited knobby class is you're also able to bike swap.
Yeah.
So it
Yes.
allows
Yeah.
riders to do a first pass on maybe their underpowered bike, and
Right.
then come back on their second pass and ride an open class bike.
Yeah.
I think there's only like two riders that actually did that. I
Okay.
Mhm.
can't say off the top of my head if it actually panned off or not, but for a lot of the racers and fans out there have always said, "Oh, you can't put a 450 or a 700 against open. Open's always going to win." Well, that wasn't the case. We
No,
had a
No.
no.
700 bike win both days,
Right.
and it is. I mean, even some of our 450s probably could have competed just as good on that hill.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
They were some challenging hills, to
Yeah.
say the least.
Yeah.
I
It's
think the
fun stacking them up next to each other and just seeing what they can do. Because like we had talked to Joseph, I've always said that maybe they can or can't compete, or sometimes they're faster, sometimes they're not, but we've never actually had them on the same hills, all running the same rubber tire setups.
Yeah,
And it was fun to see it.
completely agree. We actually were able to really see that firsthand, because I think you're right. I don't
Hmm.
think there's ever really been an event where you could do that.
right.
Hmm.
I think there's been a couple events that I've been to, in the Sturgis, Jackpine Gypsies. I think they did like a dash for cash type deal, and they allowed you to ride
Oh,
whatever.
yep. Yep.
Um, there was another one in Wyoming back in the day. I think they allowed that. But yeah, you're right. I mean, as far as the series in today's age, the last 5 years, we've never had the opportunity to ride like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a huge step forward, I believe, for our sport.
Yeah.
We're
And
not
it's kind of cool because it's a little bit different I mean, it depends what your opinions are on it, but I do think it's cool because it highlights how cool the 700 bikes might be that are
Hmm.
bigger and better and faster than the 450s. But
Yeah,
it
yeah,
also I mean, and in the same respect, it's probably going to show how fast open bikes are at some point too, if you get on
yeah.
a faster hill or something. But
absolutely.
it's doing respect, I think, to both bikes
Hmm.
Well,
in a
It
way.
and
really is.
the other thing that's awesome is if you don't want to put the investment into a 700 class bike, don't have to.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You can have a badass 450 or a bone stock one, which who wants that? And then you can have a epic open bike and
Hmm.
run all those classes, right? Like
Yeah.
that is so awesome that you don't have to. You can, like, I came with just my 1190 and borrowed my buddy's 300 and rode every class, right? So I mean
Hmm.
Hmm.
that's just super fun. I think it's a really big move in our sport, and we were even talking with Joseph in the green room about the ability of just having two bikes and competing in every class. That's a huge asset,
It's
like that.
huge.
That's
Hmm.
so convenient for everybody. That's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. And good on you. You're a big part of Motoclimb Super Series, and we love the fact that you guys aren't afraid to make change, right? Like
Yeah.
you'll try anything, So
We will definitely try anything, and it's worth it. I've been in this sport for 20 plus years. I've competed at a few races. I've traveled to pretty much every event there is in the scheme of things, and for many years, it's always been the same three classes over and over
yep,
again.
yep,
Hmm.
And shaking things up, I
Right.
really believe is for the better. And
Right.
the two bikes, enabling yourself just to have two bikes, at the end of the day, it does reduce your operating cost. And today's day and age, we got to focus on the overhead costs that we got.
Yep.
So I can
Mhm.
charge more for open bikes, and you guys can buy cheaper 450s, and I'll be happy.
No, no. The 450s, we want to spend more on the 450s, Kevin. That's where I want to go back to the side by side quick. We can go talk more
Yeah.
about the open knobby, but awesome. I think it was really good side by side racing, and stripped down, no turn. The hills were very even.
Hmm.
We just had Joseph on. He qualified eighth and won.
Hmm.
That's very rare,
Very
very
rare. Yep.
rare for somebody to be eighth. That shows how even the hills were. That's epic. That's
Yeah.
awesome that we're figuring this out. I thought, people might think like you look at that hill and it wouldn't be as fun to watch. I thought it was way more fun to watch the different bikes where they would get overtake each other or pass. And then, the top was it was sketchy, the top or whatnot. But we were talking, your opinion, Kevin, the stock versus extended. What do you think on that hill? What do you think? What is your thought? If we would have had extended 450s, do you think it would have been as fun or no?
It We wouldn't have had as many close battles.
Okay.
The stock bikes do show some raw rider talent and who can really put the power down. I am a believer in the stock bikes. I
Okay.
really am. I think it helps enable riders to, again, focus more on open bikes,
Right.
but it just helps level the playing field. And that's something that I believe our sport needs is more restrictions. I said it before on our call we had a few months ago that I'm going to shoot myself in the foot for, but we should have sound limits. We should have motor spec limits. We should have restrictions to help dial our sport in a little bit.
Right.
And that's part of where I like the stock bikes because you're limited to what you can do. Yes, our top five athletes were all riding. They're fully built dedicated hill climb 450.
Right.
So it does work. It flat
Yeah.
out works.
Yeah.
But Joel over here on a 300 is not the business.
No, no,
No.
that's and it was not the one to have, and I'm not here to change your mind, and I'm
Yep.
here to support you in your decisions because I love what you do for the sport. But I think like it was fun watching the Starks
Hmm.
race against the regular bikes. I thought it was really funny how they were better in other areas. Like,
Yeah.
man, Josh could come out hard. His launches were so good, but like
Hmm.
Logan was able to get him on the hill in certain spots, which I would have thought the opposite. I would
I
have
couldn't
thought
agree
that
more.
Logan would have been able to come out harder with the clutch, and that Josh would have had better on the hill. And it was just interesting to me to see that. And then we saw what maybe is history: Stark on Stark violence on the hill. Was that
Yeah.
that's probably the first time ever that that's happened, right?
I don't think that's ever happened. I mean, this was the first event for the last 2 or 3 years. It's always just been Josh on his
Yep.
start.
Right.
And then this was the first year in pro stock. We actually had three riders. The third
Wow.
rider, I'm not too sure who he was, but kudos to him for coming out on a start. And
Yeah.
then
Yep.
Logan Mead, right? And I think Logan would have done a little better on his gas 450.
Okay.
He for sure would have had more confidence in it.
Right.
But the Starks are girl. I do think the Starks are cool.
Yeah.
Like I've said before, as soon as they develop clutches for them, which they're there, but nobody has them yet. But the minute they get a clutch is the minute they're
Yeah.
not allowed in our gas class.
That's gonna get freaky. If those things got
Yes.
if they got clutches and you put extensions on that, open knobby is gonna be a start
See you
class.
later. Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's gonna be a start class. That's gonna be
Yeah.
and great. I mean, let's make them epic and then they can have their own class.
Yeah.
That's fine.
And I think
That'd
that
be
is a
awesome.
great idea, right? I mean,
Right.
back in the day, you always used to be for Skip and George Horn's events at Carnegie was three bikes or more can make a class. So
Yeah.
they were developing classes left and right. So once we
Right.
get more than three Starks, you're on your own, buddies.
Yep.
I felt like, when it was just Josh and the Stark there by himself, people might have had a different opinion about him because Josh is so talented.
Very tough.
he doesn't need to have the most powerful bike to be in the final there. He's so
Hmm.
talented. But that Stark has definitely proved to be a valuable tool. Logan Mead,
Yeah.
unbelievably talented rider, but new on it, right? And
Hmm. Hmm.
he did very well. I mean, I was pretty impressed. What did you think of his starts where he was like Scooby doing it and spinning the wheel before he left? Was he showing off or what was that?
I think that was a mixture of showing off. I'm not too sure if it helped him on a couple times, but he does do his starts are unique. I mean,
Yeah,
Yep.
he for sure is a king of rolling starts. He likes to
right,
start like 6 feet from the gate, and
yeah,
he gets the timing pretty well figured out. He has a unique way of starting.
right.
Mhm.
But yeah, the burnout start or however you want to call that, I don't know if that's a good idea.
It's
I
always
laugh.
tough starting against him in verticross because like you'll be lined up on the gate and you can't even see his front fender next to you.
Yeah, or if you even have an opponent next to you, right? I mean, he's so
Yeah.
far
Yeah,
back sometimes.
When he was spinning the tire, all I could think about was my bud Kevin's youngest Dalton. When he's going to run into me, he starts running in place and then he takes off. Like that's what it felt like. Was Dalton was running in place and he was going to take off like a slingshot, right? But really good racing. I thought all in all, I mean, the only thing I was bummed about is my boy here wasn't in the final, but other than that,
I wasn't
man,
even close to the final.
no.
We
But
had a lot more to think about before that.
but it was really fun racing to watch. And
Yeah.
I think, man, I really think that if there was extensions, it would have been as good as it was. And I think that there would have been multiple lines at the top that could have made
Yes.
somebody go by the other, where, there was really just that one line at the top, which that's racing, right? But I thought you
Yep.
guys did a wonderful job to have the bottom so even. I think we've really figured something with the no jumps and no turns for side by
Hmm.
side. I think that was huge. I think that we learned a lesson there on how good it was to have it like that. I think that was really cool. Just
Yeah,
strict.
and I think there was a perfect runway,
Yeah.
so the riders
Mhm.
had a perfect time to get in their rider position as they
Yeah.
approached the hill.
Right.
And I do agree. The one line at the top was certainly a bummer. I don't necessarily think anybody won really going around. I know one person won going around only because
Yeah.
their opponent fell.
Right.
But as
Mhm.
far as like an equal bar to bar banging there, I don't think
Right.
anybody truly went around and drove around them on the opposite side.
No.
So
No.
yeah, no, the one liner thing is tough for me, and that was where
Yeah.
some of the hills in open and open knobby, we kind of had a one line through the whole bottom. That's always bums me out.
Yeah. I mean, it's only so much you can do. It is Carnegie, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that hill is straight up nasty, right? So I
hills
mean,
getting torn up,
the hill's getting
and
torn up.
trying to do some cross ruts to help knock down some things, but starting to kind of think that we might be doing the counter react to it, and it's getting a little worse and worse. But we got
Yeah.
some plans in the
Mhm.
works to revamp the hill and revamp the whole bottom. That's my biggest thing, is revamping the whole bottom. um, Putting back in some natural terrain step ups and
That'd be
big
cool.
jumps and things like that. We can pre-build in there that act as natural rain runoff barriers, but then
Right.
can still be there full time for us for the hill climbs.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
sick. That'd
Nice.
be way sick. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, it was kind of amazing. We had a Red Bull athlete in Cody Webb. We had a Supercross athlete in B Ray there,
Hmm.
and the headline this weekend was not that Cody or B Ray dominated. I think that is the actual headline, that one or both of them did not dominate. How proud are you of the talent in Motoclimb Super Series that they brought it? Like those guys were going, and B-Ray especially to be on an MBR build on a great bike. That was pretty cool that
Yeah,
we were able to hold our own, wasn't it?
it was awesome. And allowing us to hold our own. All of our true hill climber riders brought their A game and did phenomenal. B Race came out a few times
Yep.
and raced a few of our events, and he's absolutely kicked our butt in a couple
Mhm.
scenarios.
Yep.
Both of those scenarios where he absolutely dominated, he was riding his own personal Honda. So a piece of that puzzle is a thing, as we
Yeah.
know, right?
Right.
Borrowing someone's bike is not the same.
No.
Whether
Yeah.
they tell you to ride it like you stole it or not, it's still not the same.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Uh, Watching Cody Webb, obviously was very unfortunate that he couldn't ride an open bike. The
Yeah.
motor was bad, but
Yeah.
watching him do countless runs on his 450, and
Yeah.
his style was
Yeah.
phenomenal. And I
Yeah.
think I think if he got onto a bike with some real horsepower, because I'm guessing that was a 450 FX or RX, whatever the
Yeah.
Yamahas are, it would might have been a little tamed down. But if he was riding someone's like an MBR motor or a Mueller motor,
Yeah.
I don't know if we could touch Cody in that
Yeah.
scenario.
Yeah. Right.
Mhm.
But the way he could, like, I don't know how to really say it, bunny hop
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
the
Oh,
ledges, like,
yeah.
but never missed a beat, right? If we
No.
tried doing
Mhm.
that, we go the opposite way,
Right.
and
Mhm.
he didn't miss a beat. I
No.
mean, I don't think I think he made it over every single run, and
Yeah.
even I didn't even know it, but he did like a promo run at the end of the day on someone's YZ250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that
that
was a
was
thing.
funny.
I saw the video just come out the other day. I'm like, oh, well, that's cool.
I thought it was interesting, like his very first run, he was early in the qualifier and had a great run and went over, and you could see he was like pretty calculated. But then everybody else went, and you could see him like, oh, I got to go fast. And then he
Yeah.
came out, and then he came back out, and he was WFO for a good part of
Yes.
it, trying to get some
Absolutely.
speed. And then you saw him all day pressing and pressing and pressing, and he
Yep.
wasn't just being that calculated person; he was just bulldogging that thing through. And I also heard the comment that he had told somebody that I thought this was a stock class. Like it wasn't a lot of stock bikes in there. I don't think
There is not
So
a lot of stock bikes with the
no,
top 10 or so riders, and
right, right.
but
So
it
No.
was cool. I mean,
yeah,
I'm grateful that our riders were able to hold it down.
yeah,
Cody is it's the first time I ever got to interact with him, and very mellow. I would say he's probably my first ever crossover athlete that didn't like ask a million questions, and like I told him, hey, when you pull up the line, I give you a thumbs up, you go.
yeah.
He got it the first time. Some people, even Josh Hill, like asked me like 15 times, give me the weird eye look. I'm like,
Yeah.
you can go.
There's no gate to drop. You're just going now. Oh, that's
I'm
funny.
not riding with you. You could go.
Right. I thought just awesome that you guys, Matt, Motoclimb Super Series, getting Cody there, having the availability to attract B-Ray to the race. I
Yeah.
just think that's so awesome. And I didn't want to bother either one of those guys because I think that I don't want to be that guy or whatever. But it felt like seeing them look like they were having fun, look like people were being cool around them and everything. And I just think that what we all do this for is we love it and it's fun,
Yeah.
right? Like it's about the enjoyment of the core of just climbing a hill, right? Like that's
Hmm.
why we all got into it.
Mhm.
And I think that, watching those guys, they kind of got that. It's like
Yeah.
this is fun. Like we don't get in fist fights with each other or there's not a lot of stuff going on like that. It's just a damn good time. So really fun. Thank you. Thanks, Kevin, for all your
Hmm.
work to help getting those guys. I mean, that's really freaking cool you just don't get to see that people get to race with talent like that. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And I'm grateful for it. Carnegie growing up here has been amazing. I do really enjoy going out of state and seeing their events, but at the end of the day, Carnegie is home. That's where I first learned how to ride. It's where I've camped, hung out,
Right.
countless nights,
Mhm.
doing dumb stuff.
Yeah. When you talk Carnegie, you think of so many people like yourself and Joseph Allnutt and Logan Mead, another person, Joe Shipman. How
Absolutely.
freaking cool was it that we got to see father on son carnage and the side by side? How cool of a race was that, huh?
That was pretty close to the highlight. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been in Joe's corner since pretty much day one of his debut in the sport, and I got to watch Kaysen grow up in our
Yeah.
sport. I mean, I've known him his
Mhm.
entire life, and
Yeah.
to see that is amazing. And watching Kaysen evolve into the rider he is today is amazing. Just he's getting so much more talent on the motocross track. He's been running a lot of track, and then to see him riding his dad's bike, and
Yeah.
Joe's on a bone stock, beat up trail bike, and watch Kaysen just send it and give her a tumble and broke that lovely plastic subframe and ripped the seat
Oh,
off. And
oh man.
He's got some work to do. He's mowing the lawns for the next two months before
Yep.
fire season starts.
Yeah. I heard that dad did the right thing and got right at him and said, "You don't ever let go of that bike like that,"
Yep.
right? So, I mean, some lessons cost more than others. Kaysen, you're
Hmm.
gonna get through it. We've all had to make that mistake at one time. No worries. But, I was so proud of Kaysen. I thought that throughout the weekend, I mean, when you're at that age, and it's hard enough as it is, but when you're already showing up and everybody knows your dad, it's hard. Like, that
Oh yeah.
is so freaking hard. Like, you can't just show up and be Joe Shipman. Like that, he's somebody. He's a special talent. Kaysen handled the pressure really well, and you can
Hmm.
see he's got his own style, his own idea what he wants to do, and it was kind of fun throughout the weekend watching him. And I really thought like he was kind of figuring out what he wanted to do, and we started to see a little bit of that speed come out of him. And the
Hmm.
future's bright. It's gonna be really fun to watch him as the
Absolutely.
years go on. It's gonna be pretty neat.
Absolutely. He's going to be getting it figured out here shortly. I mean, he's 16 years old. He doesn't have to worry about work on Monday.
Yeah.
Yep.
He can
Yeah.
give it all.
I'm gonna say right now, Big Tone, no such thing as retirement. You're full time
No,
moto grandpa now, and
he is full
race
time.
grandpa. Yeah,
Yeah.
no retirement for Big Tone. So,
No.
what was your favorite flagged course of the weekend, Kevin? Obviously, you get to be the one on the radio telling the guy where to set up. But out of all your setups, what was the one where you're like, that's kind of what that was the one that brought you the most enjoyment watching, I guess.
Hmm. That's a tough one because sometimes I just sit there just sit there and just stare at you guys in the hole. I don't even look at the hill sometimes.
Well,
But
the other thing is you can't make everybody happy when you're flagging a course, right?
correct.
If there's 44 riders, there's 88 opinions because it's the rider and their support staff that all has an opinion about it, right? So,
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think the Saturday or sorry, the Friday Open Knobby Hill was probably my favorite hill.
okay,
My least favorite because I gave in to my own will was the Saturday Open Knobby Hill.
okay,
As I wish I would have left the course where it was so cold to be unclimbable,
right?
but I gave in and that was still a very cool hill. It
Yeah.
just got a little bit faster. It kept getting faster. I mean, obviously, some of the last few riders were the ones who podiumed in that class, but it got very fast on Saturday.
So,
Mhm.
unfortunately, we are polar opposites because my absolute favorite hill was Open Nabi on Saturday, and my besides the stock bikes on extended bikes, my least favorite one. I didn't love the Open Nabi on Friday. I get it. I understand. And you guys said beforehand that that class was going to be like the old 700 class in Rockwell back in the day. So I knew what I was up against or whatever. And, um, and that's fine. I think that not, we all don't have to agree on this. Right.
Yeah,
But, but I thought what was cool was that there was a mixture too, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't want to be there all weekend just beating my head against the wall and just watch, Logan and John summit all weekend and nobody else. Like
yeah.
that gets old. And what I was excited to see was what I love is going fast, right? Like I love
Hmm.
racing, but I love going fast flowing, right? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
one of my favorite rides I ever rode was the ride where I got called out at the Big Sky, and they just had these two awesome turns, and I got lucky enough to have a groove, and I freaking nailed it for the first time in my life, and it was just like I felt like I knew what I was doing. I was going super fast and it was flowing. Like I think back to that all the time, just that feeling of throwing the weight from one way to the other and it working perfect, and I never had to get beat up. Like that's
Yeah,
where I like that. But I think that with the amount of classes that Motoclimb Super Series has in it, I think there's room for all that, right?
absolutely. Yeah. I think the key is to have it flowing good on one day and more technical the next.
Yeah.
I wish we could have weed whacked the left side up in the rock garden, as that would have allowed us to get a little more flow on the bottom and venture more left and then dip more back to the right. But with all that grass and the snakes up there, I didn't want to see Joel
Oh,
running back
me
home.
too. Oh man, yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. That wouldn't have worked out well. No, that wouldn't have worked out.
But the ProMaster Hill flowed pretty good, Mister
Yeah,
Top Step guy right there.
yeah, obviously got zero complaints on either one of those hills, Kevin. Great job. uh,
Well, I wanted to make sure I gave my good buddy Pat Johnson and Adam Shelton a
yes.
good run for their money on their bikes. So I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure it was a good flowy hill, but
Yeah.
you took it away from them.
Sorry, sorry. No, they'll get the next one. When we talk about that, what did you think about how we did the classes? Because it was Pro Master, then it went into Pro Stock Qualify, then it was Open X, then it was Pro Stock Final, and then Open Nobby. What were your thoughts on that schedule and how it ran?
Yeah, I spent a lot. I spent a lot of time writing that schedule out. That schedule was the original one that Matt proposed to our team, and I sat and challenged it, and every way I wrote it down, it really created a lot of work for the riders who only have the 450s,
Right.
and I was kind of like, well, in my head, for Motoclimb, we're trying to enforce stock 450 and open bikes. So should we really worry about them? Is what I kept like going through my mind. And it's like, yeah, we got to make it fair. Um, it kind of wasn't a toss up in Raleigh. I think I would like to see open hobby first. Um, but then one of the benefits with the Pro Masters is they often have the most experience, get them to burn in the hill, kind of open up and set the tone for the day.
Yeah.
Um, so I could really go any way.
Right.
I think this way did really help some of the guys in their 450s to extend them for open knobby.
Yeah. Kevin, I freaking loved it. I thought it was probably one of the best run classes that I had of the year, but we didn't get Tom's opinion before. Logan, what did you think on the schedule of everything? Did you like how it went, or do you have any opinions on what you'd do different? Or
Not really. No, I wouldn't change anything that I can think of. I don't know how you would make it any better because
right?
the kind of the goal with doing this open knobby and with the Motoclimb meeting we had over the winter was to put that way at the end of the day
Hmm.
and then focus on the main stuff kind of right in the meat or the middle of the day. And that
Right.
was what we did. Start out
Yeah.
with Pro Masters and go into qualifying. And then the dead center of the day, right around that noon to one, is verticross and open bikes, which is what everyone wants to see. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
it ran smooth and made sense to me.
yeah. And
Yeah.
Kevin,
And I do think a lot of our spectators really did get to see a lot of open bikes. They were
Yeah,
able to
which is
see
good.
open and limited, and they had a little bit of a break with pro stock verticross, and then right back into open bikes. Because
Yep.
traditionally, we've usually lost a lot of our crowd around 3, 4 o'clock,
yeah.
and they were all there up until the rain hit.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
loved it, and I was telling Joseph before I like to have the old guys go first or the best looking class go first because they didn't understand how much faster we were gonna go, right? So we looked really fast. Like the Pro Masters guys, they look like boss riders up there, but we also saw a bunch of different bikes right away.
Yeah.
So for the early people that come, they got to see a little bit of everything of coming the day except for stock. And then
Hmm.
hitting them with that qualifier, which we're on the other side of the fence, but I get it. But that wasn't that wasn't easily to be led astray in your mind because bam, right after it was open, and then back to stock, and then to finish with that just the mixed bag class on tires. I think is epic. I
Yeah.
loved the flow of it. And when I was walking out, there was a fan after the pro stock final, and he's like, "Was this it?" And I'm like, "Well, that was the pro stock final, and that was the championship classes. But there's another class where it's kind of anything goes, and it's just on a tire, and it's got a little bit of everything." He's like, "Oh, cool," But what I loved was like our fans that were only there for a few hours got to see what really mattered, right?
Yeah.
Open bikes and the side by side racing. That's what we want them to see, and that's what they got.
Absolutely.
So, but then
Yeah.
also it was cool to see the most riders all weekend open Navi. That's
Hmm.
awesome, right?
Yeah. It was the
44
biggest.
bikes in that class. That's epic. That's so cool. That's good for everybody when there's a bunch of bikes in the class, right?
Absolutely. And I think the weather did scare some people away,
Right.
and as we've discussed, right, the Friday Saturday thing is really tough for a lot of people.
Right.
A little more beneficial for some of you guys because you're able to still get back to work on Monday for the most part.
Yep.
But the Friday thing, but it was shocking though because Friday we actually had more entries than Saturday.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah.
Wow.
crazy?
Overall, combined between amateur and pro,
Hmm.
we had, I think there was like 30 more entries on Friday than there was on Saturday.
Hmm.
And a lot of that is because in our California with our district 30, 36 or
Yeah.
37, we have our off road, right? And there was another off road race going on, all the local motocross tracks, right? So I think some
Right.
people who work 410s or could
Right.
come and work a half day and then show up to race, they were able to do that on Friday and then go do their standard weekend on Saturday, Sunday. So
Oh,
there's some
sick.
benefit there.
That's
Yep.
cool. That's really cool. Uh, did we? I want to talk about you personally after this question, but
Yeah.
do you think we missed any highlights of the weekend when we've kind of been talking about it? Was there anything that you kind of want to talk about from rounds 1 and 2 that we might have glossed over?
Um, no, I think we kind of covered them. Like I said, I'm kind of like an
Okay.
autopilot with some of these events because
Yeah, no,
I've
all
just
good, all good. No, I just
been
just
doing it
just
for
want to make
so
sure.
long.
No, we've
Mhm.
talked about a lot, and but talking about you personally, obviously, dang, I mean, you're just one awesome fabricator, and you're a big reason why this sport keeps growing. And in the green room, I labeled you, you're the Christopher Columbus of the 890 revolution, and you got the freaking Mayflower just stacked with 890 motors and frames that's coming in hot. And
Mhm.
how does it feel to kind of be on the tip of the spear of this revolution of this bike that people love? It's they're like riding them and like watching them. And what does it feel like to kind of be the tip of the spear and getting these things out there?
It's it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It really is. Carnegie was a big thing for me. It was the first time ever I completed three builds over the
Whew.
winter. They were
Wow.
890s, and we were able to debut all three. And that
Wow.
was kind of history. I don't think collectively any bike builder and or I don't necessarily know if any series has ever had three brand new bikes debut. Period at round one.
Yeah.
So that was a big moment for me.
Yeah.
It is a bummer that one of them did have to come back to me. We got little motor problems that we're going to work out,
Okay.
but it was huge. But I think,
Right.
in my career, um, when I started building bikes in 2010, I was kind of the first one on the West Coast to ever build the newer style engine Gixxer 750s.
Mhm.
And that was a big thing for me. I knocked out five or six of those right off the bat. That kind of like got my name established.
Yep.
And then I danced around and built a few other bikes, and things were looking good. So I kind of have that like as a first ever was those 750s. And then I was the first one to ever do the 1290s on methanol and
Yep.
debut those. There's been a few other 1190s and things like that on methanol, but I was kind of the first for the
Mhm.
1290s. Those are still like my babies at heart in a way.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, between Adam Shelton and Petey, obviously that's a great team of that bike. But
Right.
for those of you who don't know, I know Logan, you got to race with Max Simmons, right?
Mhm.
But
Yep.
that bike was originally built and designed around him, his style, and then he decided to retire kind of midway through that build. And then I had it for like 2 years before we did anything with it.
Hmm.
And then decided, hey, Adam, you want to buy another one of my
Ah,
bikes? Because Adam bought his Max's 450 and then
Mhm.
the 1290. So those were great, like a huge
right.
movement for me in the industry. And
Yeah.
then when Carson Lloyd reached out about the 890, it was like, absolutely, nobody's done one yet.
Right.
The only other one was out there was a 790 that Brian Rusnick,
Yep.
Russ,
Yep.
something like that
Rustic.
built.
Yep.
Rusnick, and then I don't think it ever actually got completed. And then the Blaines bought it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then so I got Carson's done, and that was kind of like the huge, oh my gosh, look at this thing, right? And then Bronson built his, and then I did. I'm gonna lose track of all the people, but Carrie's, Dave's. There's another one in Montana I did, and so that was like huge for me. And
Right.
now I've just cranked out number 9.
It's
Wow.
nuts. That is
Dang.
And
just crazy to think of.
Dang.
yeah, And so that's like huge. And then
You, you,
now
you've
going
you've
in,
almost released more 890s than Buell has Super Cruisers right now.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And then the next big highlight will be going into this summer. I'll be doing a KTM 990.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Awesome.
So yeah, downside is we won't get to see it. It'll be in sand dune drag racing type of something.
Really? That's crazy.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I've been getting approached by a lot of the snow bike guys, but I've just
Oh, yeah.
been kind of turning them down in a way, just because I want to stay loyal to my sport and to my riders, and I can barely keep up to the demand as it is.
Right.
So I have been turning down quite a few of those guys. I'm kind of tiptoeing around doing a couple this winter. But once the guy reached me out about doing the 990, considering that's the
That's
big sister to the 890, I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, I got to do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Same exact. The motor's identical. It just got a bigger. I assume it's a bigger cylinder. I'm not even sure if it's a different crank.
Right.
So
I
pretty excited
I
about doing that one.
I think that's where we're gonna get close to. When they first started talking about that 790, I'm like, no, like on the twins class when they were doing the what are those Yamahas, Logan, that they built the seven.
Like a MT-07 or
Yeah,
MT07. Yeah.
something. Yeah.
yeah. I was like, I just don't think it's just not enough to compete with the 1200 cc bike or whatever. And then
Agree
the
with that.
890, I was on record like I just didn't know. I mean, obviously, I'm still a little suspect on all forms of it, but they're great.
Yep.
Obviously, they're great. But
Mhm.
a 990, now we're getting freaking close. You know, I mean, now we're getting every 100 cc's. You just get closer and closer to a 1200 cc V or twin. You know, and I
Yeah.
mean, I'll be
Mhm.
really interested to see how they work, and I'm excited for everybody else because obviously Team Peterson and Jake has got theirs so freaking good that it's Jake. I mean, he could
Yes.
he could ride a soapbox with a rubber band and beat half the people,
Mhm.
right? Like he's so talented, you know. But I'm excited to see
Absolutely.
all these different versions. Somebody else
Yeah.
is going to figure something else out, then they'll figure something else out. You know, it's like that's how we build, right? Like it's going to
Hmm.
be fun to see how it all works out. But it's just awesome all the damn open bikes. I mean, think of all the open bikes that you've basically got the entire entries for the Bay City pro climb you've built, right? Like if we have
Yeah.
21 bikes, that's how many open bikes you've released in the
Yeah.
last few
No. So
years, I believe.
right now, I'm moving on to the bike build number 29.
Wow,
And
That's
dang.
then
crazy.
30 is me. 30 no matter what.
Yes.
For the last
Yes.
few years, I've been wanting to build a set of bikes that I can rent out, or however you
Mhm.
want to do it. I want to put some people on my stuff. And I've been pushing myself off for a long time. And now that I became a dad, you start
Yep.
kind of thinking like you got to do things for yourself, because
Yeah.
that time is ticking, that I got to
Right.
focus more on my son. So I got some pretty cool ideas. I got a brand new 2024 Gixxer 750. I
Cool.
wanted to be able to I wanted to replicate what got me to where I'm at today.
Yeah.
That's
So I got
sick.
some really unique ideas. I think this frame will probably be groundbreaking. I don't think anybody will do this. I mean, I can say that I'll have over probably 200 plus hours in the fabrication of it.
Damn.
I'm making wood dies to stamp the frame rails that mimic 100% to the T of RM 450. So we'll have
Jeez.
the same contours, same weld zones. So if you look at it, it would basically be a steel version of a Suzuki.
Wow. Cool.
Like I
Yeah,
mentioned,
that's cool.
mentioned in the Nitro Mud show, like a lot of my bikes are all done in like CAD. I do a lot of
Mhm.
design work. I spend a lot of effort there, and so
Yep.
this one I've been tinkering on for a while. It's going to be 100% done in CAD, and push buttons to make it all cut the metal, bend the metal, start. It's all CNC,
Sick.
and
Cool.
kind of hoping to do a little like kind of movie on it in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got some ideas. My cousin, she's getting into photography, Alyssa,
Yes.
and kind of want to
Thank you.
work with her to kind of establish some kind of just documentary of it.
Mhm.
It's a big thing for our sport, and it's a huge
Yeah.
milestone for myself. And Maybe
That's
that'll be it
awesome.
after that. I'll retire. I don't know.
Well, I think it's perfect timing, Kevin, because you got 4 years for ProMasters, right? Is that
Yep.
what you said? So
Yep.
now you can get this bike. You can have a test ride to go out there and get all your settings figured out, right? And then you
Yep.
can just take that bike, put new plastics on it in 4 years, and it's ProMaster time, and you'll have your bike.
Absolutely.
That sounds good.
Got
Well,
it already
sick.
planned out. I love it.
That's sick. Well, dude, we're gonna cut it short here, but man, thank you.
Yeah.
You worked so incredibly hard to put on this event. Myself, Tom, drive over 2,000 miles to come and be a part of it. We were so excited to be there and be a part of it, and it was just epic. From pit row to the hills to everything, so professionally laid out. The frickin' flag, dang it, Dewey, that was epic with the crane and the flag there and everything.
That
You
was
guys just
cool.
you guys just go all out. But thank you from the bottom of our hearts, Kevin, for all your energy, all your effort. And I know it's not just you, it's your wife, your son. You're all there. You're all helping. Thank you so much for pushing this sport higher and higher every time you get involved. It means the world to us.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I do this. I do this for my friends. I want to make sure because I'm not a rider. I can go have fun. I'm not very competitive when it comes to riding, but I can definitely have some fun. But I do this for my friends so they get to live like my dream, right? And I want to make sure I can enable you guys. And I hope, as me being the Motoclimb referee, the American West referee, sometime Rockwell referee, I hope I do my best to keeping things fair and consistent. Because I just want to make sure you guys all are treated equally and have the opportunity to do what you guys love.
Yeah, thank you, man. And
Yeah, you
mission
kept it too
accomplished.
fair. Next time I go out of bounds, don't call that shit. I needed that one.
I can't believe that. We should talk on that one.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that
895
one, Joel?
You missed a gate. Well, I asked the scorekeeper, I'm like, hey, I was on Burn Bashers and I saw you had no time for him or whatever. And then she's like, yeah, they called him out. And I'm like, oh, and I just like, oh, okay, I didn't know. And I'm like, Tom missed a gate. I was like, what's going on here? And then, yeah, first time in frickin' 3,000 attempts at a hill, just drives around the gate like they're not important or something.
I'm happy I can keep a cool head because Kevin came over and asked me if I went out of bounds. I'm like, of course not. I'm like, fuck no. I'm like, there's no way I went out of bounds. And we watched the video. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You were pretty quiet after that
Yeah.
video. And I was convinced you were not out of bounds. And when they called you out of bounds, I'm like, there's no way. And I called one of our worker, Travis, to come work the line for me for a few minutes. So I come talk to you because I was like, there's no way Logan went out of bounds. And I made kind of a bad call on a few rides prior to that. And I'm like, I'm not making their bad call. I'm going to go talk to this rider. I'm going to get this figured out.
We watch a video. I'm just like, yeah, I was happy that I didn't go off because it could have been really, really bad. But we were all laughing and smiling at least. I was like,
you almost got another run. If I didn't see
Yeah.
that video, I was going to give you another run.
Oh, man.
Oh man, yeah. I was like, yeah. We pulled Kevin's phone or our friend Kevin's phone out to prove to Kevin Marek that I didn't go out of bounds, and he's like, yeah, you did right here. I'm like, excuse me, I'm gonna have to watch that again.
You totally did. You grabbed that phone, zoomed in. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I didn't go out of bounds. I got a video right here.
Yeah.
I did it to myself.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Well,
I have never just blatantly drove around a gate like that from my memory.
I don't think I've ever seen that from you, to be honest.
Oh, I was, shocked is an understatement.
It was the stock bike. The stock bike got you all squirrely. You lost track of your lines.
Something. We weren't jiving all weekend.
Yeah. You weren't watching the tracks at work. You didn't know what that was.
Yep.
Oh man. Wow. Well, no, there you go. Calls her as you sees her, Kevin. That's all we can ask, and thank you for that.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, man. All right, Kevin. If we'd really love to have you back on a different date where we could go a little more long form with you. And you just got so much to talk about. But for tonight, I think we're gonna call her. So thank you, buddy. Thank you for everything, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate this.
All right. Later, dude. Woo! Oh yeah, here we go. We're back. It's just Tom and me. We're gonna put a little bow tie on this all. Just what an epic rounds 1, rounds 2, Motoclimb Super Series, Tracy, California, Carnegie. Man, just we're talking with Joseph, talking with Kevin, and then a little bit green room stuff here and there. And Logan, you had a great point when we were talking with Kevin, like the freaking workers, right? I mean, damn, they're
Hmm.
all so great. Like the guys on the hill, they were quick to help you get your bike turned around, help you get out. The super nice lady helping everybody stage
Yep.
up. And you actually put it together where you'd seen her before, right? Thanks to Kevin.
Yeah, yeah, Kevin. I was trying to figure out where the hell I'd seen her because I'm like, I knew she was familiar, and it's been so long. And he was saying that her and her husband Alfredo, and that's when it clicked because I remember him always being at the top of the hill, and he'd come down from the top after some of those Naha races, just covered in dirt and still smiling ear to ear. So it was like finally it
Yeah,
clicked and remembered where they were from. So it was kind of cool. And
yeah,
she's great at staging, keeping
yeah.
everybody organized. And the top of the hills refs were great all weekend. We were praising them after we hung up with Kevin that they were quick enough or paying enough attention to call me out when we all thought I was in. So they got
Yeah,
that going. They're doing a
uh,
good job.
it's awesome. They just got a great family, great crew there. All such nice people. It just makes the whole event just click that much better. You know, it's just awesome. So
Hmm.
thank you.
It
All
really
the
helps when you got good staff and good people that know what they're doing because it just keeps the event going that much smoother.
right. And it's like on the hill, we've seen it like at White Rose, there'll be 10 club members on the one jump. It's awesome. I mean, that's great. I wish we could always have that. But you don't
Hmm.
need a ton of people. But if you just got a couple guys that are just good enough to help you get if something were to happen and the bike lands on you or whatever, so there's somebody there in case something really bad happens, or just to help point you in the right direction, or not at all, but just someone there and they're great. They're great
Hmm.
about that. Being in the
Yep.
right spot and not being where nobody stops. Like they were so good. They were always in the spot where we're having problems. I think really good help. It was really fun.
Hmm. Yeah, it was awesome.
And thanks. We talked a little bit about it. I got to do a little announcing with Two Beers, and man,
Mhm.
thanks Two Beers. Like I hadn't done that exact thing, and he really welcomed me, and it was super fun. Me and Two Beers were just having a great time going back and forth, and I was hoping to kind of help him because it's a long day for Two Beers, and he's such a fun guy. And I was kind of able to help a little bit, and a little misinformation, a little speculation. It's always fun, right?
What can go wrong?
What can go wrong? uh, man, our travel, dude. Like, thank you, man. Is this such an
Hmm.
honor to me to be able to go to these races with you? And it's not glamorous. Our travel, we freaking
It is far from
we get
that.
we get after it. And for people wondering,
Yep.
I put that post on Insta. We left your house in Wisconsin at 1:30 on Wednesday. Hammered van never turned off. 30 some hours all the way
Hmm.
to Tracy. Race 2 days. Thanks to Kevin, we were in the camper, piled back in the van, and we're watching the cameras on Donner, and it's we just got through chain control in time. They didn't close. We made it back without a hitch. And man, thanks. It's
Hmm.
just the travels are epic, man. It's just so fun seeing the country. It's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, it was great. Yeah, Donner was an experience because what was it, 3 hours before we left, we were checking the live webcam and there was no snow accumulation.
Right.
An hour and a half from there was no snow accumulation. And then by the time we hit about 4,000 feet, probably an hour and 10 minutes after we checked,
Yeah.
there was snow
Yeah.
and a lot of it. And it
Oh.
was coming down quicker and quicker. And I think we barely managed to sneak through there that night from what
Yes.
I've heard and put together.
Yeah. It was dumping. It was
Yeah.
dumping when we got up there. And I was sus because, you're just your sponsor you brought on this year. Was it Mississippi Forklift Supply?
Yep.
They sponsored you up some tires for the van. And I'm
Yep.
like, oh man, please don't let us down. And they were epic. We never even spun a tire.
Yep. You can't beat it. I used, it's always scary when you go off of his judgment. But I went off his judgment, and he said these tires are quiet. They last 60,000 miles, better traction than snow tires, and wear perfectly. So we'll see how many of those qualifications they actually meet. But he did hook me up with them. I got some sweet wheels on the deal, and man, the traction was not the issue on on the climbing or downhills, which was cool, and
Oh,
we felt good. Didn't even need to worry about putting those chains on.
that was awesome. The cover on the 450 that we thought was such a smart idea that took the big L in Wyoming. We finally just had
Hmm.
to take that sucker off and throw it away.
Yeah, the 40-mile-an-hour crosswinds probably didn't help the situation with that thing at all.
My favorite, one of my little side stories was, we put that cover on, we bungeed it all up, and for 2,000 miles, that thing was flapping. And one of our
Mhm.
conversations was, your only job is to design a motorcycle cover. What,
Mhm.
why is it so impossible to get it to not flap? Right? We had
Yep.
hours and hours of complaining about this $20 cover being such a piece of shit that it wouldn't do it, and then right before we took it off, we discovered that that cover was just meant to sit over it when it was in the garage.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was we kind of overused its intended
Mhm.
use, but she kept the snow off the race bike there for a little while, so that's good.
Yep. I did the job through the mountains at least.
uh, do you want to tell people about are we going to call ourselves out on what happened in traffic?
I think we have to. It's
Okay.
a good story either way. Maybe not the most responsible, but it was before the snow, absolute downpour for miles and miles
Yeah,
through the city, and we were in what 3 or 4 lane
yeah.
highways and just jam packed side to side, lane to lane.
All right.
And I was following this guy that had, I don't know, it was a golf cart behind towing on an open trailer behind a F-150 or something. I'd seen at one point he got close. He was crossing the center line of his lane and getting
Yeah.
close to somebody. I'm like, oh, what the hell? I was following him, and then we probably split apart a little ways, and I caught back up, and we were in the left lane trying to pass him finally. And all of a sudden, he just starts swerving right into us. And I lay on the horn, and we're both looking at him like, what a fucking idiot. And look over, and he's got his phone in his face, paying no attention. And then I think it was right after we both said, oh, of course he's on his phone. We look at each other, and both of our phones are on in our hands. The GPS screen is navigating for us in the center of the van, and we've got my iPad on the dash watching Supercross. Like, we're maybe calling the pot calling the kettle black, but at least we were in our own lane.
It was we went from what an idiot, get off your phone to we're both on our phones. We're watching Supercross on your iPad on the dash, and you called us out and be like, well, I guess look at us, and
Yeah,
we're like,
yeah.
oh yeah, sorry, buddy.
We may
Oh
have
my God.
preemptively yelled at him, but hey, if we're in our lane, we're still following the law,
Uh,
as far as I'm concerned.
Oh man. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was pretty good.
when you're driving through traffic in Cali, that's a fun side topic is when someone's driving like an idiot, who's driving this car, right? That's a fun
Mm-hmm.
one to see who's driving. What do we got going on
Yeah,
here? Oh
yeah,
man. Oh, that's
that was exciting.
funny. Oh
But
man. Van life's epic, Tom. Wish I had
yeah,
one. That was fun.
yep,
The
it
van worked
was.
great there and back. Thank you.
Yep.
Uh we got time for it. Can you hit it? Hit the sounder. I got one little one. I probably shouldn't do this.
Rolling smooth and bam, it hits. Something in your sprocket throwing fits. A pebble, a problem, some petty pain. Time to sound off. What's caught in your chain?
Oh yeah. And we saw this at the race. There was a banner caught in somebody's chain that it took a little while to get out. He took that red banner on the very
Mm-hmm.
left side, got caught.
Hey, I almost took it out too. That would have
You-
sucked.
That would have sucked. Yeah, that would have sucked. I got a little one here. So all weekend, and I didn't know it, apologize, but my buddy Kevin was giving me a buck up, and I would ride up to the top and walk down. And I've watched all the locals do that for years. And we're changing the flags on the hill multiple times during the day, and I get it. We're supposed to be athletes and whatnot, but I got they were very nice about it, but they said you cannot do that. You can't ride your bike up to the top and look, and you can't do it. And it's like, okay, I get it, right? Like you don't want two-way traffic on the road, and it's not safe and all that, but you're also taking the side by side up and down. We're at a dirt bike competition, okay? I get it that if a side by side and a Rivian meet, you got problems if they're both going 40
Mm-hmm.
miles an hour, right?
Yep.
But if I'm a professional rider that people are calling a professional, which I think is a stupid name anyways, but can we give some clout to the people that we're saying are very talented on a bike? Give us a little trust that we'll use our heads, we'll go slow, We'll stay to the right. We won't run into anybody. We won't do it. I'm on a dirt bike, okay? Like, let me ride to the frickin' top and look at the hill. I don't have the energy, and I know it's my problem and anybody else's, but to walk up every hill, and I want to see the damn hill. I don't want to
Mhm.
go and chance my year by just not knowing there's a freaking hole there, especially there where we're going over just landmine after landmine. And then you're not even allowing me to ride to the top to look. And we got to figure out some common ground here. Now they did offer to get I saw Logan Mead and Dexter and somebody else was in the side by side and give them a ride. I get it. That's great. That's not an answer because if 20 riders are going to go up there, that's going to take a freaking hour to get all the riders up there. Just let us ride up
Yep.
there. And then what were you saying about in the pits? Remember, there's people bombing
Oh
around
yeah, it's
in the
cars
pits.
and bikes and pit bikes and racing bikes and just hauling ass. I mean, I
Yeah,
saw Rick Mead yell at multiple people to slow down because
yeah,
it's just downright dangerous. There's kids on 50s and 65s, 85s burning out and
yeah,
grabbing gears. It's,
yeah.
one of the pro guys riding their bikes to the top of the hill is definitely the least
Not,
of our
yeah.
worries.
And it's like maybe this is something where, like with American Hillclimb, have a hard card, right? Let's get a
Hmm.
freaking some sort of a placard or something. We'll put that sucker on so it's very evident that I'm supposed to be there, right?
Yep.
I'll go slow. If someone sees you riding fast and you got that freaking placard on, boom, gone. You're done. You don't get a warning. You don't get anything.
Nope.
You're just
You don't
gone.
get a warning.
I
Yeah.
get it, but we want this show to go fast. We want it to be safe, right? Just let us
Hmm.
run to the freaking top quick, okay? Like we got to figure out something, And
Yeah.
the people were very nice. They weren't mean to me. I apologized. I said, I'm sorry. I didn't know, and I should have known, and I didn't. It was my fault. But we got to figure out a solution besides that. So that's mine.
Yep. I'm on board with that one.
Okay.
Can't
You got
disagree a
anything?
bit. I've got a little one, but I got to be vague.
Okay.
I have to be vague.
Gotcha.
But I have had enough and I am burnt out of trying to solve people's problems when they're asking for help and only give you part of the story or not enough information to do anything with it to actually help them. It's like, if you're going to ask me for help, have your facts straight, get me all the information that I need in order to fix the problem that you're asking me for help with, and just help me out a little bit. It's not that hard. Come prepared. Come prepared.
I feel like you're talking to me, and I'm just
No,
trying to
no,
because
no.
I fit so many of these qualifications right now. We just spent 60 hours plus in a vehicle together. I know that I've misled you down multiple dead end streets, right? So
I will admit that there are times you could fall into this category, but
yes,
this one is not
yes.
about you. I promise that.
All right, okay. I feel a little safer.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's where it falls into. They don't want problems fixed. They just want you to feel their pain sometimes, right?
Sometimes I think, yes.
Yeah.
There's a portion of that, but it's unfortunately these ones are problems that absolutely need to be fixed, but they sure shit ain't getting fixed with 25% of the information that's needed. So
Then I'm gonna play. This is one of my favorite jobs is amateur
mhm,
psychologist. Is that person or people don't want the problem fixed.
mhm.
That's why they're not, because they know I know you. You give solutions. You've helped me in lots of stuff, right? They know if they give you 98% or 80% of the information, you're going to give them an answer they don't want, right? So it's like that's probably part of it too, right?
I think there might be some of that, yeah.
Oh man, that's
Bits
funny.
and pieces, but you can
God,
only do so
God
much.
dang it. I'm not even gonna be able to sleep tonight because I know it's me. You say it's not, but that's such a trick. I know it's really me.
I wouldn't lie like that. All right to you at least.
Oh man. A good one. That's a good one, Tom. Well, I feel like we did pretty good on this. I feel like it's a good recap. Motoclimb Super Series. Did we think we missed anything or no?
I think we've covered most of what I can think of. At
Okay.
least it was a good turnout. We got super lucky with the weather.
Yeah.
Tons of amateurs and kids there racing, which is good. A lot of new guys on the pro side of it, which is good.
Yeah.
We'll see how many stick around for the whole series. That's obviously my concern with the whole Motoclimb situation right now. But
Yes.
had a few Billings guys, a few Midwest guys out there, so it's
Yeah.
looking pretty good. We'll see how many of the West Coast guys show up to the next two rounds, and it's off to a good start either way.
Yeah, I like that. Good points. What's next up on your race schedule there, Tom?
I think it's Millville Harescramble,
Woo,
and then the week
nice.
after that will be Washington Nitro Nationals. So as far as pro hill
Nice.
climbs go, it's Washington. But
Okay,
got
cool.
I'm home for this weekend, and then we're going on vacation. So I get the next 2 weekends off of no racing, and I'm missing out on some epic ones. So
Yeah,
as
yeah.
usual, terrible timing with my
Uh,
free time planning, but it
oh,
will be worth the wait.
I
It'll
can't
be fun.
wait. I can't wait to hear your experiences on your vacation. And I'm just concerned that one of your family members just might stay there.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be such a value to being over there that it's going to be tough. I bet you one of them just wants
I
to
might
stay.
try to force multiple of them to stay over there. Get
That
rid
would
of
be
our
great.
producer, and then we can have some real fun on this show.
Oh, no. We need him. No. Oh, no. Oh, can you imagine him over there just living there, be shipping stickers back and forth? He'd probably live like a
He'd
king.
love it.
He'd love it. That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Well, cool. Well, I'm up. X12's my next one. I think that's in a couple
Yep.
weeks. So no Millville.
Yeah, is
for
that the
me.
first weekend of May?
Yeah.
Like the
Yep.
8th or the 9th and 10th? 8th and
Right.
9th, 8th through 10th?
Now you're putting me on the spot. And that one is Friday, Saturday as well, which I didn't
Okay.
know until I double checked. But
Okay.
that's Friday. It's May 1st and 2nd.
Oh,
So
first and second. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
couldn't go to that one anyways, even if I
Yep.
wanted.
Yep.
Okay.
So 1st and 2nd, and excited to go back. And I'm haven't had great experiences there, but man, I'm just excited to race the whole Rockwell series. Been wanting to do that for years and get back in it, and pumped that a big part of my summer is going to be spent in Billings. So
That's on
pretty
my
sweet.
list to do sometime too. I was thinking about it this year, and then just the way the schedule's landed and with some work opportunities, I'm not doing it. But if X12 ever gets off that schedule, I will be guaranteeing to go back. And
Yeah.
if it doesn't, then I will possibly be going back. But I'm due for a Rockwell season, I think. It's been a long
Yeah.
time. It'd be fun to go back and do the whole thing.
Tom, you said it. I got to see that 550 at the Great American, bud. We
Mhm.
gotta get you on that 550 at the Great American. That's a must, right?
Yep, that's the
Yep.
goal and the plan.
Let's do it. Oh
Yep.
man, I can't wait. Well, good times on the horizon. Thank you for the epic weekend out in Cali.
Yeah.
To Joseph Allnutt, to Kevin Marek, commonly known as Heavy Wrenching, to everybody at the Motoclimb Super Series. Great job. Epic event.
And big thanks to our major sponsor for the weekend, Kevin Gardner, for all the
Oh,
hookup that him and his dad and Neil and Tabitha and all of them did. They took great care of us, and we were pretty spoiled. We were basically factory riders out minus a plane ticket.
we were factory riders.
Yeah.
Damn it. Yes. Thank you to the Gardner family. Amazing
Yep.
times. Thank you to all. Awesome. Good point, Tom. Thank you for that, man. All
For
right.
sure.
All right. Well, we're out of here. We'll check you later.
All right, see ya.
Yeah, come on. My mama told me one day I'ma grow up big and I'ma be a king. And my papa told me it's okay to sit when shit hurts. Don't forget your dreams, cause they'll get you through this so-called life.